Team Canada plays tomorrow, and today you can get your Team Canada trading cards from Tim Hortons. Let's open them up and see what we got. Remember, there's some autograph cards in here. There's some really special stuff. Let's see if any of us get it. All right, go. Steve.
I start with Jamie Benn.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a fancy one. I got Matt Duchene.
Uh-huh.
And I also got, this is a very shiny program of excellence, Brendan Shanahan.
Whoa.
He's going to re-sign everybody.
Yeah.
He definitely is.
Oh.
Hey, why do
certainly
something different when you can do the same thing?
Mhm.
Am I right?
I did not get a donut card.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Taylor
Jesse.
Hall, I can't eat you. Joe Sakic can't eat you either. And Brent Burns, you don't taste delicious.
Wow.
Brent Burns will eat you.
You got
Probably.
you got the GM who signed the player, though, right? In Colorado.
Oh.
Yes.
You see? Okay, now me. I got a guy, this is obviously from a few years ago, but Alexis Lafreniere,
Oh, yeah.
okay? I got Marty St. Louis gold medal card,
Hit me with that.
which is one of the special ones.
Sure.
And then Matt Barzal, who I think one day will be on the Canadian Olympic team. I think probably in 2030. Don't you think?
Don't think so.
You don't think so?
No.
Wow.
This would have
Ader.
been his window, if anything. Like,
Wow.
I don't think so.
Next one or not getting on.
Yeah.
I think not good. No.
Tim's Team Canada Olympic hockey cards, a celebration of our nation's hockey heroes, rising stars, and Canada's best players to wear a Team Canada jersey. There are 100 base cards, 80 specialty cards, including the gold medal card that I had with Marty St. Louis on it. There's also a Team Canada Sidney Crosby signature card. There's 87 of those to win. Get it? 87. And there's a Nate McKinnon signature card, 29 of those available to win. Get it? And some gift cards worth $50 and coffee and tea cards. And the one Jesse covets most of all. And there's 25,000 of these available to win. Free donut. Now, Jesse, did you get one on the stream yesterday?
No.
Oh, still waiting.
Yeah.
Still waiting. All right. So check him out right now for the entire Olympics at Tim Hortons.
SDP, the Steve Dangle Podcast, with your hosts, Steve Dangle, Adam Wilde, and Jesse Blake.
Before we get into anything today, I think we would be remiss if we did not mention the shooting at Tumbler Ridge yesterday in British Columbia. It's a tragedy. Our hearts go out to those affected, and we don't know everything at this point. Like, you know, even last night, some of the deaths had been disputed in terms of how many people had died versus how many were injured. So we won't get into that. And you know, like we always do with these things, it's a tough thing to start a show with. It's a tough thing to start the Olympics with. But you know, this is a national tragedy in this country, and I think it's worth, at very least, if you listen to this show, if you know anybody, if you're affected by this, our hearts go out to you. So we will leave it at that. Tough right turn out of this, but have to start the show with it. So let's talk a little bit about the Olympics, gentlemen. Let's start today. We ready to go? Right now, we got Finland, Slovakia. Right now, as we're recording.
Right now.
And I do want to mention our stream calendar because I think that's kind of like a big deal. Obviously, you've seen 3 Jesse games already with the Canadian women's team, and we're going to start with that in a second.
Nope.
Because I want your breakdown.
There were 2.
Oh, it's 2. Right, because they moved one of them.
No,
there's
well, I just prefer to imagine yesterday's didn't happen.
There were actually 3, yes.
Yeah.
And today at 3:10, I'm doing Sweden, Italy, although I'm not even sure this episode will be out by then. Tomorrow, Steve, at 10:40 a.m., it's Canada, Czechia. And then later on, it is USA, Latvia for me. And then the next day, Canada, Switzerland. And I'm doing Sweden, Finland. So it's ramping up. It's picking up. And I want to, before we sort of get the hockey side under the way, can we go through the rules?
Yes.
Of the men's tourney? Because the IIHF put this out, and I think it'll be interesting to see how this is done, because it's going to be ref by NHL refs. NHL Department of Player Not Safety is going to be there too to penalize people. Here's what the IIHF is saying. Physical play is called a bit differently. In IIHF games, officials focus less on whether a player is injured and more on whether an action is recklessly endangering an opponent. That means officials focus more on the action of a hit versus the result.
I would love the NHL's response to this statement.
Endangering a player versus an injury, especially in a tournament where safety is a top priority.
Because the NHL would say, well, we don't do that. We don't do it. Yes, you do.
Yeah, you do.
Yes, you do. And here you are getting called out by another governing body of hockey.
Safety first, no exceptions. If a player loses their helmet, they must immediately leave the ice. No finishing the play. You'll see mandatory neck laceration protectors worn by all players as well during warmups and during games. Penalties don't always change the numbers. Coincidental minor penalties won't lead to 4-on-4 hockey like in the NHL. Instead, teams stay 5-on-5, keeping the game structure consistent. Reviews and challenges. So I actually don't mind that rule because many teams like specifically Tampa and Florida are really good at, I've taken a penalty. Now I'm going to goad you into one. So at very least we're canceling each other out.
Yes.
Kind of like that. And it oftentimes it benefits them because they're highly skilled. Reviews and challenges. It's on the team. So one key thing to watch late in games, the situation room will not be able to step in under any circumstances. If a play is challengeable, it is up to the teams to make the call, even in overtime. And face-offs and crease, that might look a little bit different. Centers won't get kicked out of face-offs. Yay!
Oh, okay.
Instead, violations are handled the same way as after icing. And if a team commits a second violation on the same draw, it results in a bench minor penalty. Around the net, referees may stop a play if an attacking player establishes position in a goal crease as well.
Interesting.
Yeah. And overtime and shootouts, small details matter. In Olympic play, teams do not change ends in overtime or shootouts. They defend the same end as they had in the third period.
So that's interesting because it makes it less of a line change competition.
Yeah.
No long change on the 3-on-3.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So those are the rules that the IIHF kind of put out there. And obviously, I think we'll get at least one bench minor for a face-off.
100%.
But I do kind of like, I kind of wish we could have a rule that just eliminates the fake dropping of the puck generally. Maybe the officials have to sit in the box for 2 minutes for fake dropping it. If you can't properly drop a puck at this point, what are you doing?
For every fake drop, you must answer one question.
But those are some of the rules that you should get used to as this happens. And, I'm kind of curious about some of the adjustments, specifically as it pertains to calling a penalty. Like going back to that first point, I think that's the biggest one.
I think the biggest one is still low-key the neutral zone.
You mean the short neutral zone?
Yeah, and it's not a rule change or anything. It's just everyone's timing is going to be off. And I almost feel like your lack of chemistry with your teammates is beneficial, right? If there's a guy you're familiar with and, he likes his passes up the ice this way. No, you're going to screw it up.
Right.
Because you're off by 3 feet. That's a lot of feet.
I'm with the complete opposite side of the neutral zone with you in that it won't make a difference.
You don't think so? Huh?
No.
Maybe.
What have you seen on the women's side?
That's where I've seen like the game looks the exact same. You barely notice it because so much of the game is spent in either team's offensive zone, right? So I feel like the transitions, they're going a little quicker, but it's such a little bit of a difference that I don't know if it would be any sort of change to the actual style of hockey.
Okay.
The one thing that they don't mention there that I think is the biggest rule difference is the most egregious mistake they've made, and that's having the elimination games plus the gold medal games play 3-on-3 overtime.
Thank you.
That to me is so upsetting in the way that they've structured this tournament, where you have the elimination games playing 3-on-3 until 20 minutes, and then they go to a shootout, and then the bronze and the gold medals just doing continuous 3-on-3. 3-on-3 hockey to me is like it's not a different sport, but it's a different style of hockey. It's you're playing something different as opposed to 5-on-5. And if this is the Olympics, this is supposed to be the highest level of sport that we have as humans. Why are we changing the game so drastically for the most important moments?
The point of 3-on-3 overtime in the regular season is to wrap it up.
Commercials and the news they have to get to at 11.
Yeah.
Like that's why we don't play baseball games till infinity anymore. And they have the ghost runner sitting at second base because, we got to get to things in society because TV's playing. But these are
high leverage games, right?
It's 2 weeks. You're playing 7 games max. Maybe you can play. No, it's not even that. You're playing 1 game. I'm asking for like the gold medal to just be 5-on-5 forever. We can run that forever. It's 1 game. We can make the sacrifice as a society to extend the time for this 1 game. It matters.
Has it ever even been a problem?
No.
right? Like
How long did 2010 last?
not all
that long.
10 minutes,
Yeah.
maybe. Like yeah,
Almost, so
they're solving a problem that's not there.
that really upset me. That bothers me. 'Cause if we get to the gold medal game, it's Canada USA, and they're out there and it's 3-on-3, and Matthew Tkachuk scores a 3-on-3 goal. I'm gonna be pissed for the next 80 years of my life.
No. Here's what's great about that: if your team wins, it's a fine and noble rule. If your team loses, it's actually rigged bullshit.
Yeah,
I wonder who had the influence on that. Was that IIHF or was that NHL? Because that feels NHL to me.
I don't have a good answer.
They might want to say, like, from a PA or an NHL perspective, they might want to say, well, we want to shorten the overtimes because we don't want to kill these guys because it opens them up to injuries.
It's one game.
I know. Listen, I'm just saying.
No, I know.
You know, I'm spitballing here because I don't know. I don't even know I don't know the IIHF rules off by heart. I'm not that much of a hockey nerd. So
Are we soft launching getting rid of the shootout? Like in the NHL?
I don't think they're doing that. No.
Well, then what is the point?
To shorten the overtime. They don't want you playing too much. They don't want you exposed to injuries. That's what I think is going on.
But in these games, it's 5-on-5 overtime. Then it goes to the shootout. And then the game's decided.
Yep.
And then the gold medal comes around and we all sort of agree this is basically, I think it might literally be the last event of the Olympics. All right, yeah, play it, keep going. And then someone scores and it's over.
Yeah. Let me read the rules out for each round just for the people to understand what is happening in this tourney. So in the preliminary round, teams will play a 5-minute 3-on-3 overtime. If nobody scores, we move to a shootout. So the prelims are playing like the NHL. You know, NHL regular season, how they're doing the prelims. That's okay.
Yep.
I'm fine with that.
A-okay.
In elimination games, so we get to the single knockout tourney. Before the gold medal contest, OT will be 10 minutes, 3-on-3, followed by a shootout. Not a fan.
Yeah.
I don't like that we're deciding elimination games by a shootout, but that's been kind of standard throughout the Olympics, so I can kind of deal with that.
Yeah, it's pretty standard in international play.
Yeah, shootouts are kind of a part of that.
Yeah.
So we do that for the elimination games before the gold medal game. Now we get to the gold medal game. There is no shootout in the gold medal game. If the contest is tied after 60 minutes, the teams will play 3-on-3 overtime in 20-minute periods until a winner is determined.
Yeah, I don't like that.
If we're doing that, have 2 extra guys out there for each team to play 5-on-5.
This is
What?
3-on-3 for 20 minutes is like, that's not preventing anything.
Well, that's the thing is, like, I would say that now looking at that in words, I'm like, oh, that might create injuries.
Yes. Yes, it will.
These guys are gonna have to fucking wheel for 20 minutes.
I don't understand what they're trying to solve with this.
What did they do with Four Nations, guys? I can't remember.
You
guys remember?
It was 5-on-5.
It was 5-on-5.
Yeah.
Because it went to OT.
Even in the round robin?
Round robin, no. Round robin was different.
Okay. I can't like
they had
I think that was 3-on-3 because Canada, Sweden.
Remember because Sweden didn't they like not lose a game in regulation?
Yeah. They lost to Canada in OT.
And then they won one game in OT. And yeah. Anyways, I like it's we can't change it now. It's what we're stuck with.
Yeah.
I really hope the team that wins the gold medal does it in regulation, and we don't have a gold medal decided on somebody deciding to rag the puck back. Oh, he circles back again. Oh, he circles back again. And then he breaks out and he scores a goal. I don't want that.
Sidney Crosby with the puck attacks the blue line, curls back to wait for a change.
Oh, he's
like, imagine that butterfly effect.
Like, that's the golden goal?
No, thank you.
Well, you don't have a choice. If it does get you the golden goal, like as you said.
No. To be clear,
fabulous
if
rule.
Canada wins that way, noble and brilliant.
Yeah. No, we love the rules.
Man, they were such geniuses.
Attaboy, Gary. Gary, you know who it is. Attaboy. I can't get it out.
So yeah, those are the rule changes. Something to look out for. Yesterday, the Canadian women took on the American women, and Jesse streamed the whole game. And it would appear to me, and I'm gonna ask you, Jesse, that there is a gap between these two teams. And if you've been paying attention to their international friendlies unfriendlies the last 365 days.
Or international hostile.
The Americans have outscored Canada in those games 29-7 in the last year. And I don't know how much of a gap Marie-Philippe Poulin could fill in, but it seems to me like it might be too big of one for even her.
I don't know how much I should save with how upset I am with the management of Hockey Canada and how they've gone with this team for the Olympics, because they haven't lost the gold medal game yet.
No.
Like, this is to be fair to these two teams and disrespectful to the other countries. This is a 1-game tournament. It's the gold medal game. It's going to be Canada and the USA, as it should be, and that's where it's going to come down.
I mean,
it better be.
It's getting to the point where I hope so. Like, you see that, and I'm like,
it's
all right, someone might give them fits.
And it's fair to have that fear because Team USA beat Canada by the same score that they beat Switzerland. And it's very un-Olympic-like of me to be upset with Team Canada and their performance on the ice.
We're allowed to be critical. There were signs.
I feel like this is a hockey show to analyze hockey, so I can at least be a little critical of what they've done with this
Sure
roster.
you can.
Right?
Hockey's just not like the other Olympic
sports.
Like every other Olympic event, someone from your country finishes like, I don't know, 5th. You go, they tried their best.
Yeah. Like,
you just don't get that in hockey.
The mixed speed skating that happened was 2 days ago now, or yesterday morning, where Canada comes away with a silver medal. Like, that was awesome. You know, they don't win, it's silver, but like Dagenot, one of the dudes on the team, he didn't make the last Olympics. He was like really devastated. He comes back, makes that team. They win a silver medal. It's a great performance. It was awesome. And like, that's what the Olympics is about. But then we get to the hockey side and I'm analyzing it like it's these teams going at it. And I'm like, man, she should have had that. They built this team wrong. And I feel bad because it's the Olympics.
I think you should get over that.
Yeah, I gotta get over
real
that.
quick.
Yeah.
No,
okay.
Because again, Jesse, there were 4 rivalry series games. America won all of them. Combined score 29-7. There were hints that this team wasn't good enough, and they went largely with the same roster.
So if we want to get into it, that's exactly it. We talk about a lot about the noise around the Toronto Maple Leafs and how the media and all this stuff. I wish there was noise around the Canadian women's team and how they've been handling it so far over the last calendar year. Because as you mentioned, they lose all of the rivalry series games, but that's not even the worst of it. It goes back to the World Championships. They've lost 7 in a row to the Americans, including yesterday. They're 0-7. And could you imagine if at the Four Nations, Canada went out there and they lost every game to their toughest opponents? So in the case of the men's side, there are actually teams that are in the same kind of caliber class. So like they get destroyed by Sweden and USA and they don't have a good team at all. And then they decided, Doug Armstrong and co., to bring back the exact same roster. We would be losing our minds. And Team Canada's women's side, and Troy Ryan, who I am not convinced is a good head coach. Scepters have never won shit, and they've continually run him out there as Team Canada's head coach. And all he does is rely on the veterans and the stars to continually put them in the positions to fail. And this team, who was unsuccessful 6 times in a row going into the Olympics against Team USA, they brought the exact same roster expecting a different result. That is idiotic.
That
doesn't make any sense.
No, I gotta say it's giving Torino.
It is 100% giving Torino.
Yeah. Canada tends to make silly decisions when they play Olympics in Italy.
They don't.
It's definitely
That's funny.
it's eerily similar to the men's program from 20 years ago.
It's something about Italy.
It's something about Italy. They do and they forget everything.
They don't have a player under the age of 24 on their roster. They are one of the older teams on the Olympics. I believe their average age is 29.
That's a pretty old Olympic roster.
The noise from the construction threw me off for a second. The way that Troy Ryan is deploying the veterans too is inexcusable in the ice times. Like yesterday, it was Blair Turnbull who's leading the team in ice time in terms of the forward groups. It's not where it should be at this point. You know, it's not, the whole thing from the top down is rotten here, and you shouldn't be losing to the Americans at the same score that they beat Switzerland 2 nights before.
It's such a different mindset from the team I saw in 2010, where an 18-year-old Marie-Philippe Poulin got both goals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then I look at the American side, and I see one of the most fun teams that I've seen a women's program put together ever. And their reliance on their NCAA stars makes me worried for the way that Canada is developing their women's stars, because America is doing such an exceptional job. So you run down some of their stars they have. Caroline Harvey's University of Wisconsin. Layla Edwards is University of Wisconsin as well. And Kristen Sims, also University of Wisconsin. They are getting these NCAA girls to spend a bunch of time at these schools because of the NIL money, obviously, and the star power that they can generate through these teams. People care about these teams. And then the one who I love the most because of what she can do on the ice, and I think she's such a special talent, is Abby Murphy from the University of Minnesota. And Canada has nothing in comparison to that. Like, if anybody's not familiar, you've probably seen her move where she did the sham god on the ice, where she flipped the puck up in the air and bat it down. Yeah. That's Abby Murphy. That's Abby Murphy. She's American. And yesterday, she created 2 goals on her own just through pure magic. The first one was a spinorama behind the net, blind pass to the middle of the zone where Canada was not covering Bilka at all. And she was able to just walk to the center. But like, Abby Murphy didn't know she was there. She just she knew she was there and she felt it. She wasn't looking. Incredible play. And the next one, same kind of a magical pass to her in the center. Canada doesn't have this young talent from these schools. At least they don't have them in terms of on their roster right now in what they're bringing to these games. And all of this, it just worries me for that gold medal game, because I think the gap's really big. In America, all praise to them for going with this young talent, developing them, and then trusting them in these big moments. They have the vets like Hillary Knight, but they're not playing her the most.
No, and the American program, generally men's and women's side, especially through the college system, has been coming on and is far more modern than the Canadian one has been. And, we're seeing that in goaltender development. We're seeing that in mobility of the defense core. Like, listen, I think Cale Makar is the best defenseman in the NHL since Bobby Orr. And I don't think there's a lot of stats that would prove me wrong. Okay. He is objectively going to go into the Hall of Fame he might go in as a top 15, top 10 player of all time when he's done. Let's say we take him off that.
Canada does have a little bit more of that.
You look at the mobility of the American men's team on that, your Quinn Hughes, Zach Werenski, like it's crazy.
Top end talent, I don't think anyone beats the Canadian men's team. Top end. Depth.
Overall talent
is
and the U.S.
a very interesting conversation.
And people who are fans of the men's program are saying, and we didn't even bring all our best guys. Like, we left Robertson and Caulfield at home.
Right? Yeah.
And so, here's what's scary to me, and I want to know what you guys think of this, okay? So, Troy Ryan, Canada's coach, as Jesse mentioned, this is a quote, and then I'm going to go to Brianne Jenner as the interim captain while MPP is out. The speed and the tempo and the pace of the game was obviously an upgrade from our first couple of games. We looked like we didn't have a ton of confidence in our decision making or the plays that we made. And you could see that with a lot of odd man rushes where they were offside and stuff like that.
Penalties.
And then he said, you could see it even surface in the amount of times we go offside, the amount of icings we had, just making plays. And you can't do that against a team as skilled as the US are. And Canada did also take the first 4 freaking penalties of the game.
Yeah, undisciplined.
And
a lot.
And hold on. No. I'm not done. Brianne Jenner says this. So what did Troy Ryan said? He said, I think there's a lack of confidence. Brianne Jenner said, sometimes games like that happen and it's hard to put a finger on what it was, but I don't think we're lacking any confidence in each other or in ourselves.
Uh-oh.
No.
Now,
we call that disconnect.
We better get on the same damn page. And it seems like if they're meeting in the gold medal game, that Canada better have like a Miracle on Ice style game against the Soviets.
So like the game Jesse described, I'm like, well, if they play tough and they get a certain kind of whistle, 4 straight penalties. Yeah, no, you're in for it. You're going to have a tough time. Now, okay, so that's what's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Let's try to find some solutions. They had a wonky start.
Yes.
First game was canceled.
Mm-hmm.
Second game, I think, was almost canceled, maybe, or at least there was discussion of it. Then you play that, and then obviously third game, you get your ass kicked. But they still have to make up the game that they missed. Finland?
Yeah, tomorrow at 8:10 Eastern, I'll be streaming Finland, Canada.
Almost wonder, I know there were concerns when it happened, hey, this is going to kind of condense our schedule a little bit, coming up into the elimination games. I almost wonder if it's a blessing, because it's hard to watch yesterday's game and be like, they should play less. You know what I mean?
That's a great point. Now they have this get right game.
Yeah, it's a get right game. You can see the difference between the Americans and the Finns. You can, maybe some of that confidence, if it was waning, maybe this is an opportunity to get it back. Maybe this is an opportunity to, I felt like I was doing this wrong. I was doing that wrong. Whatever you happen to think it was, get it right in the Finland game. Know that the speed is going to jump up again. And then hopefully you can ride that into the elimination rounds and get better as we go, because I wouldn't be comfortable with that performance going into an elimination game.
Yeah, it's good you have that one extra there. I 100% agree with you.
Yeah.
They should look better tomorrow. Plus, I think they'll probably decide on Emrens Mashmeyer playing goal for them when they reach when they face USA again, instead of Renee Desbiens, who played yesterday and
I love her name.
Got pulled by the end of it by the 5-0. So it's tough, but that switch will happen. Plus, MPP being back will change the forward group a little. If she can play 3 shifts, they'll play her 3 shifts. Yeah. I think if tomorrow was the gold medal game, in my heart of hearts, I think she's out there.
100%.
I think because it is Finland and because yesterday against USA, you don't need that victory to make it to the knockout round. You don't force that situation. You give her the couple days off and you have her back for the actual important game.
That Vietnam War meme?
What?
People are like, oh, it's like,
the cartoon soldier just staring.
And the dog who's looking off into the distance or whatever.
Yeah.
That's what I felt in my heart when I saw that MPP was day to day. I was like, oh my God, it's Maple Leafs, but it's a red Maple Leaf this time.
No, it's gonna change some things because it's gonna push Natalie Spooner down to kind of where she was in the first game, and they were running, they had 13 forwards in the first game, and they started the second game obviously with that, and that helps situations, right. And now they went out with 12 forwards instead, so it'll be different. I misread the schedule, by the way. We got 3 streams tomorrow, basically live all day. 8:30 Canada Finland with Jesse, 10:40 Canada Czechia with Steve, 3:10 USA Latvia with me. So that's a pretty big day on SDPN.
Probably some overlap.
Yeah, I think between the two of you.
Mine I'll probably bleed into yours. Definitely the third period.
The MPP going down gave me such a hurricane of emotion. No, she's down. Then she goes down the tunnel. No. Then she comes back. Yes. No, put her back. Yeah. It was good to know she was fine. Yeah. But then you look at the score and it's 3 or 4-0, and you're like, no, go back.
Yeah.
It was a hurricane of emotion. But when she returned to the bench, I did literally get off my couch and cheer.
How are you guys feeling from more of a fan perspective as a Canadian, seeing Team Canada lose in hockey like this in the prelims?
So I draw experience from watching the men, and it's because the men very often in these tournaments lose to the United States in the prelims, right? It happened in 2010, They had a bad loss to Sweden in 2002. It wasn't the States, but Canada very often has a bad loss in the prelims. Sweden, USA, I don't think they lost at the 2014 Olympics.
USA Four Nations too.
USA Four Nations.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the 3 fights off the top. I think it was a 2-1 or 3-1 game.
Canada lost.
It was
that game.
decently tight. Like they got their ass kicked in 2010.
Mhm.
It was close for maybe the first half of the game, and then the USA pulled away, and you went, "Uh-oh." What makes this more concerning is the year of evidence that they're at least a step behind. That's what's concerning. So that's the pessimistic view. That's the glass half empty view. The glass half full view is, we do this all the time.
It's not over, but my opinion is always, I mean, and I think if you're Hockey Canada and you're basing it just on the 2 games you play on the United States in this tournament, that's a stupid thing to do. You need to be basing it on how have we done the last 365 days? Because games are games, right? And you might be
almost
able to
the last 10, 12 years.
but you might be able to pull out a win in the gold medal game. Like,
Right.
it's hockey. Things happen.
Yeah.
But then you're 1-7.
This is what I'm saying.
And so for me,
Yeah, that's not good either.
Sochi was a miracle.
I know.
No, I'm trying to.
I know. 2006 is when I really remember because we graduated high school. I was so excited for those Olympics, and that team was broken and busted that Canada brought. You know, no Sidney Crosby. We're bringing like Steve Yzerman on 0.5 of a knee.
Even Eric Stahl.
Yeah. And he was younger. But Sakic, Yzerman, guys like those, they shouldn't have been on the team. And I remember that Sweden winning that tournament. I was so grateful that the United States didn't. Sweden winning that tournament was a swift kick in the ass for Team Canada on the men's side. And if this tournament goes the way it looks like it might go, which is if it's Canada and the United States in the finals, and Canada loses, it's time for some reform. And, you know, when we talk about the Canadian junior program and stuff, and every single time, you know, the Canadians don't win that tournament, it's like a national referendum on it. I mean, I would say this year, they got a lot further than they got the previous couple years, right? So there's some improvement there.
Damn Czechia.
I think you've had 365 days of evidence that you are not in it. Is it coaching? Is it talent? Is it both? Better figure it out. And we know the American program has been coming on and catching up for years. We know what they're doing is already not enough. We know that.
I think the Americans have been pretty firmly in the lead for a long time.
They have.
Yeah.
They have. And I think, you know, that's where Hockey Canada is, you know, trying to turn Hockey Canada into a new direction is like the Titanic trying to miss the iceberg, right? It's really hard to do. A lot of bureaucracy. Like imagine a group, a quasi-government organization picking a coach because it was his turn, which is what they did with Dave Cameron. That's fucking idiotic.
It's
and
crazy.
what happened? They were like, oh shit, Dave Cameron can't coach these guys.
It's
And
one
then
of the
let's
worst
bring in the fucking Hunters.
It's one of the worst performances they've had.
Well,
period.
And it was, and a lot of the picks were, I mean, they were like, we're not going to pick you because you're in the USHL.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are we doing?
It was sour.
And I don't think that's what's happened with the Canadian women's here, but I do think Hockey Canada's got some issues.
The Canadian hockey program, men's and women's, has often needed a wake up call. You know, and that's probably it's not just them that's guilty of that. Like
everybody needs it every once in a while. You need a reset.
Even like the American men's basketball program, which should lose 0 games ever, had to get humiliated, and then they had the redeem team.
Absolutely.
Right? Canada's in pretty bad need of that.
Imagine what it's like every time Italy misses a World Cup, which they have for 10 years.
That's crazy.
That's a national referendum.
Yeah.
Brazil, they don't win. People are in big shit. And Brazil hasn't won for years.
Yeah.
Many tournaments, you know? And people are like, well, you can't place that much on that game. If not now, then when?
Right.
This is what we play for.
Yeah.
This is what, and this, I would say this about the men's side too. And so we'll see what Team Canada is able to do in the, you know, hopefully in the medal games. But I do think The evidence already overwhelmingly supports that reform is needed. Do I know exactly what that might be? No, but I can tell you it's an old, dusty organization that has gone through a lot of change recently, but that's been on the, hey, legal side of things,
Right.
to put it bluntly. We need some there's probably some issues with like goaltender development on the men's side. Some of these programs, I look at what Germany's done. We asked JJ Paterka about it. He didn't have much to say, but the German program on men's and women's side has come on very strong in the last 10 years. They were a non-factor. Like Team Canada in Nagano was playing like Kazakhstan, right? Belarus. And so now Germany's in. They've got superstars.
That's semifinalist Belarus.
That's what I'm saying, right?
who might have saved our ass.
I know.
Because for some reason Sweden killed us.
But it's a program that's come on. And I think Canada has gotten a little bit comfortable with this is our sport. I don't think there's anything wrong with looking at other programs and going, what are they doing? It might be better.
It's cyclical. Well, and speaking of looking at other programs, the MVP might be whoever the video coach is.
That third goal.
Well, you got a lot to, here's the good news. You got a lot to look over. That's also the bad news.
That's a
so enjoy your next few days because it needs to be the best of your life.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating. Tomorrow's game will be spectacular. Jesse streaming it again, 8:30 a.m.
I wonder if we ever hear about people like Scott Salmond wearing these things, because there's somebody who's been around for all of this stuff.
There's a lot of those people.
I'll be honest, Jesse. Is he still with Hockey Canada?
Mm-hmm.
They went through so many people during the scandal. I'm like, I don't even know the names of who's there anymore.
That's somebody who is going to oversee the picking of kind of like all the teams. So, like, remember the World Juniors team they picked not this year but the year before?
Oh yeah,
we
were
left
just
off
talking
all
about
the good players. Like, that's somebody who's overseeing the guys who are picking that team.
They lost in the World Juniors like a month and a half ago, and we're still like, yeah, but the one before that was worse.
It was. It was
because it was.
Yeah,
objectively was. Yeah, no, they. There's some looking in the mirror. That
I would, if we're leaving the Olympics here without the gold on the women's side, and the World Juniors has gone the way it's gone the last couple of years, and hopefully the men's side can get their gold. But even if they do that, I think there needs to be some top down stuff, and I'm talking like the very top in Hockey Canada in how they're picking these squads and who they're trusting. Because it's a lot of we like these people. They're whatever, we want them in this club and they're going to stick around, and it's not we got to pick the best players and build the best teams.
Yeah,
we've seen that in the World Juniors. We're seeing that on the women's side.
I think we've forgotten too sometimes about how egregious some of those picks were. Just or non-picks. Like, I'm just going to give you one example of that 2025 team.
Oh, the World Juniors.
Currently, the number 2 ranked rookie scorer is Beckett Seneca.
Oh yeah, he wasn't on that.
He was not on that team. Yeah. Currently in the NHL.
I thought you were going to bust out Zane Parekh, but like that's probably not even the most egregious one.
No, but there's a few.
We don't need him. We got a good team.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just going to give you that. That's all you need to know, right? So I think
there's trouble.
Yeah, so we're hoping maybe they can pick it up. And Jesse, I think you might be right about Troy Scott. Not sure.
Troy Ryan?
Troy Ryan.
Yeah.
Troy Scott. Why did I say Troy Scott? Anyway.
Because it's 2 first names.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah, that's got to be it. Now, there is a really funny video. The Team Canada men's team has been out and bonding. They've taken pictures in front of beautiful Italian fountains. And Jesse, if you don't mind pulling... Oh, actually, I don't know if we can. We can't even show pictures, can we? There is a hilarious picture.
All video from Italy, like not just in Milan, is banned.
Yeah, you can't show anything.
No, they'll shoot you in the head.
Yes.
That's what happens.
They are taking down content from actual Olympians.
It's the IOC. They're very strict about their rights that they hold.
Okay.
Like... I think whoever made that decision needs to be slimed by the Punisher from
I mean, it's the IOC.
YTV's
You think FIFA gets doesn't get a bad enough rap. It's the IOC.
Oh, dude, I worked for Nike during the Olympics, and they were not the like official clothier or whatever of the 2010 Olympics. It was the Hudson Bay Company. Who paid for that.
But they did the jerseys, right? Nike?
Yes, Nike did the jerseys, but that's just the jerseys.
Okay. All right.
Right? And if you're interviewing an Olympic athlete, so I'm maybe telling tales out of school.
No,
here,
tell
but,
them. Tell people how it works.
Alex Bilodeau, he was a Nike athlete, but while he's a Canadian Olympian during the Olympics,
He's HBC.
he has to wear Hudson Bay. So they did a photo shoot with him wearing Nike stuff. But everyone there was like, if one of you stupid assholes posts one of these online, we're going to get fined and we're going to murder you with a gun. And someone did it. And I think they're dead.
Wow.
I don't know. No, they're alive. But sorry,
HBC,
I say
a brand that doesn't really exist anymore, too.
That's true. But I say all that to say this. That picture in front of the fountain of the whole team, and everyone's wearing the Lululemon stuff because they're now the official clothier, and Crosby's in the red jacket, and people were calling him the chaperone. There's a few guys wearing peacoats, and I'm like, Lululemon is going to have them killed.
Yeah. Oh, no, because they've paid so much money.
Because that's how the Olympics work. Yeah, we paid $60 kerbillion to be the clothes that you have to wear for the whole Olympics. You better have it on.
On my stream yesterday, I was playing TikToks from Sarah Nurse because she brought outfits she was going to wear to the rink because game day fits are a big deal.
You thought.
And you're not allowed to wear game day fits.
No,
you
you're
have
not.
to wear the Lululemon gear. So she brought all of her outfits and has been recording as like what I would have worn as my game day fit. So I was playing one of them because she can't wear them.
My
Did the
guess
IOC
is-
take it down?
My
No,
guess
it's like
is someone behind the scenes is mad about that.
No.
No? What do you mean? No. I can basically guarantee it.
No.
Yeah.
I think she's just having fun.
Oh, I think she should be able to do it. I'm not saying I think those people are smart. I'm just saying the Olympics is serious, completely unreasonable business.
People are paying money for these things.
Yeah. All right. I
Yeah.
think the Olympians should be allowed to post their own highlights. I think that's.
You thought.
I sure
you
did.
thought.
I thought wrong.
If you hate expensive razors and you're tired of paying $30 for 8 refills and feeling scammed just because you need to remove some hair from your face,
I don't want that.
I know. Harry's is the thing for you. All right. Also, the razor blades today, like they just dull so quickly.
Yes.
So Harry's is perfect for this. Harry's Plus has an advanced pivoting system to reach every corner of your face, refined blade tech for a closer, smoother shave, and a weighted metal handle. It's Harry's heaviest ever.
Do you think Harry went into the shaving business because they are named Harry, or they changed their name afterwards because they are in the shaving business? What came first?
So it's like Jeff, and they're like,
I'm gonna call myself Harry.
yeah, you know what?
Yeah, what came first?
If your name wasn't Harry, it should be. I think you're right. I think if it wasn't, I don't know what the answer is.
I think the name inspired them.
Actually, I know the answer to this. They got the idea when it was recommended to them by the girlfriend, Sally. That's what happened when Harry met Sally.
Boo.
Good.
Boo.
Good
Now,
one.
blade spacing is optimized with Harry's razors. You know those drugstore blades always clog up so fast. Not Harry's. And Harry's has world-class blade making factories in Germany. No outsourcing, no middlemen. Why pay all that money when you, for a limited time, being a listener of the Steve Dangle podcast, can get Harry's Plus a trial set for only $10 at harrys.com/STP. That set includes the all-new Harry's Plus razor, 1 refined 5-blade package, a 2-ounce foaming shave gel, and a travel cover to protect your blades on the go because we don't want them getting dull. Just go to harrys.com/STP to claim this offer, and after you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you. Now, a lot of Canadian media that are on the ground in Milan.
In the trenches.
They were in the trenches. They were real upset about going on yesterday. And as a member of the media, I don't go to the games like Jesse does, but I gotta just...
Not in the trench.
I'm not in the trenches, but I gotta say this, okay? If a team holds a closed practice, I understand you being upset. I don't understand you broadcasting that to your followers because I'm gonna guarantee you nobody gives a shit unless you're in the media. And listen, I think every team should be entitled to at least one closed practice. And we'd already seen a practice. Then they have a closed practice. Then they had one today and it was open again. And Doug Armstrong had to come out and say to the guys, the media guys, on mic, on camera, that won't happen again. I'm just... My thinking is, and tell me if I'm wrong here, that's a conversation that should stay offline. That's a conversation. I understand the media being upset about it. What are we tweeting about? What do you think Rick from Bowmanville thinks about that?
They don't care.
Doesn't give a shit.
I gotta say I'm of two minds. media guy is like, let me do my job.
which is fair. And I'm giving them that.
Also, Jesse, have you ever felt like you needed that? Ever?
What?
Like to see the line combos or whatever?
Yeah, like I want to know the line combos for the game, like how we all see it.
Right.
But
when you don't get to see it, are you like, well, no content then?
no, definitely not.
Like,
It is a brand new team. I get why it's important to get those line combos out there.
yeah, but they had some.
Yeah.
They'd already had it.
They had some to work with, and we'll see if we get changes or whatever. The other mind is the fan mind, which is, they're trying out some super secret stuff, and I can't wait for the first game to see it, and that's maybe going to give them an edge, and like, I think that's all very fun. So I understand both perspectives. I lean more towards the fan side just because, guys, no one
please
cares about how difficult
don't
your
waste the
amazing
fan
job
times
is.
with it.
That's what I'm leaning towards. Like, hey, you're creating content there out of the Olympics. Your content shouldn't be, oh my God, my job is so tough because I can't go to practice.
The games haven't even started.
You're wasting everybody's time because nobody listening cares.
Nobody
You're
cares.
there to cover the men's team, and you're complaining already.
Yeah, shut up.
But like, there's other stuff to do. It's
No,
the
Steve.
Olympics.
No, practice is closed.
Well,
but I just got to sit here and complain about it.
If practice is closed, then you got a perfect opportunity to speculate on why.
Well, yeah, like
That's a great opportunity. Hey, you know what? We don't know why, so we're just going to shoot off and have some fun with it.
if I can smell my own farts for a second, like I've never needed this, so I don't understand why other people feel like they need it.
I get why you need it most of the time. I
Yeah.
don't get why out of, like, if there's 3 practices in 3 days, which there have been,
Sure.
okay? So it's Monday, there was a practice, it was open. Tuesday, it was closed. Wednesday, it's already happened, it was open. How does that impede you?
Yeah.
And you've already had interviews immediately with Connor McDavid. And a bunch of other guys are there. And you got the Seth Jarvis bringing his buddies over to the Olympics. Air Canada's flying them over.
A lot of fun.
Great story to talk about. Like I do think sometimes in the media, we are all guilty of this. We think that everything is the most important thing because we act like our hair is on fire all the time.
Tunnel vision.
Yeah. And I think we got to keep our audience in mind and go, do they care?
No.
I don't think they give a
Yeah,
shit.
nobody listening.
Yeah. So how about we get to the actual lines of practice this morning?
Whoa.
Which I think includes the most perfect line of perfect lines in the history of man.
Is it different from what we saw yesterday?
It is, well, we didn't see anything yesterday. Practice was closed.
Yeah, you can't. Well, no, controversy.
Now all of us, you know what?
No.
We're all going to die.
Now I don't know that Canada exists.
Yeah.
Now I don't know that they exist.
What was the point of even flying over here anyway?
No, I
Yeah.
don't know.
The reason that's a story is because the media people made it a story, and I'm asking those people, go write a better story.
Yeah.
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 Your story out of the day shouldn't have been practice is closed. You should have been more creative. You are at the freaking Olympics. Things are happening.
Do a lifestyle.
You can
piece,
do
for God's sake.
anything in the world, and that's what you chose to talk about?
I think there's some discussion about John Cooper's ego today. I think there's a few different egos at play.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Where did the Olympians go to eat? Go interview the owner of that
Italy.
restaurant. No, but like go find something.
I saw something
that
that
was
was
the thing at BT. It's like if when I was at Breakfast Television, if they had me out, they call it mossing, but doing streeters, and I couldn't get anything, they'd be like, okay, then go find something else to do. We're not paying you to do nothing. Get out there and figure it out.
They said
Make a story.
1,300 pounds of pasta is consumed at the Olympic Village every day.
Oh, that's sick.
Actually?
And I believe that was the
What?
number. And I want to know, how do they accommodate Nathan McKinnon?
Yeah.
Well, they're not at the Olympic Village. You see, and that's also been a story. Oh, Team USA at
Which
the
is
Olympic Village.
not a story.
Yeah, well,
People, be more creative in the content you are delivering from the Olympics. Team Canada staying at a hotel is something they've done every Olympics, and something all of the top athletes, whenever they go to the Olympics, is what they do. Team USA for the men's basketball thing, when they
They're on
went to
yachts.
Brazil, they rented a giant Yahtzee, and they stayed there and had a blast, and it was awesome.
yeah,
Not a story.
Not a story.
Be more creative, people.
agreed.
It may become a story if they lose.
No.
But they didn't. No, I meant the basketball team.
Oh, yeah,
The
yeah.
hotel, I don't get. It's a
Also,
hotel.
can I just say that, like, First off, I don't care. Whatever USA
I
wants to do,
don't
that's
want
fine.
Sidney Crosby staying on a cot.
No, I don't
I'm
either.
gonna be honest.
I also with paper thin walls. But
bunking with McKinnon.
I'd also say this, I'm, yeah,
With his chickpea pasta farts. I don't want to be bunking with Nathan McKinnon.
Oh, give him a
athletes want to
hotel.
stay in the Olympic Village. Why?
Why?
What do you think?
Oh,
Come on.
is it the sex?
Is it a bunch of hot young people in one spot?
Yeah.
Okay. I get it, but it's not a story. Anyway, the lines. Celebrini, McDavid, Wilson. Not different from Monday.
Sounds like that's sticking together.
This one is different. And this is the perfectest of perfect lines of all time.
Mhm.
This is the all F you, we're going to outwork you and outscore you and out-talent you line.
Okay.
Hagel, McKinnon, Reinhardt. That's like...
The dog line.
If you need a puck, if you're like, we're desperate to get a puck, put them out there.
Mm-hmm.
That line, if that line is on any team in the NHL, they win the cup.
Then you stronger up the middle.
Then you got Marner, Crosby, Stone, which is the all, we're going to take the puck away in the neutral zone.
Yeah.
I missed the joke, sorry.
That's okay.
I was focused. I can only do one thing at a time. And then Marchand is in, but they've been rotating Jarvis and Bennett into this too, but I believe this will be the starting for tomorrow.
You can play 13 forwards.
Marchand, Horvat, Suzuki. And people in Montreal are very upset that Suzuki is on the fourth line. It'll be okay, guys. Trust me, it'll be okay.
They had him up on the second line with McKinnon a couple days ago. My guess is that's because he's going to play some shifts there.
Yeah. And then Taze McCarr, Morrissey Parayko, Theodore Sanheim, and Harley Doughty. And it looked like this morning at practice, Binnington had his own net. Kemper and Thompson were at the other end sharing their net. So as much as John Cooper said to the media, I'm not going to give you, I'm not going to tell you who the starter is because I'm John Cooper. The reality is it's going to be Binnington.
I don't have a problem with the coach being secretive. I don't know.
It's not that secretive, though.
And don't we all assume it's going to be Binnington?
He's not fooling anyone, though.
Yeah. Also,
There's two goalies in one net and one in the other. What do we
unless
think?
I'm mistaken, the games are Thursday and then Friday. There are back-to-back games. Binnington is not starting both games.
No.
So multiple goalies have to get into the first two games. Everything, we're gonna be fine, people.
This is not the Four Nation face.
This is not. We're gonna be fine. We'll see what we have.
Yeah. Yep.
What will they report?
Everything's on fire for no
What will they
reason.
report, Jesse?
It's so strange.
I don't know what do you mean I can't talk to the most boring people on earth? What will I do?
They did talk to them after the practice.
I know.
You know, like
I'm going to throw it out there that as long as the centers play center and the wingers play wing, there's no line combination you could make that I'd be like, that sucks.
But there
What's
are
the
optimized
worst
one.
line you can make?
ooh.
What's the
man.
worst one? And I'm going to make it harder. You can't use Jarvis or Bennett.
What? No.
Okay,
No.
Oh, they're on the teams.
Nope.
And there's 13 forwards starting.
No.
No, that's not fair.
I don't care that it's
I
not
think,
fair.
I think if you put
Oh, okay, they're media.
Well,
It's not fair.
You'd start with like putting Tom Wilson at center, not a center.
No.
right?
The wingers have to play wing.
Oh.
The centers have to play center.
Okay, then no, then it's impossible.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm not saying I don't care, but I'm also saying I don't think it's possible to assemble four bad lines.
No, you are so right. If you're keeping everybody in their positions, you can literally Yahtzee this and it's fine.
Like a slightly injured Marchand, I guess a slightly injured Horvat, and because he's a Hab, I'll say Suzuki. That's the worst possible line. No, I'm joking. This is unreal. It's so unreal.
Worst possible line, Caulfield, Suzuki, Hudson, Slavkovsky,
Yeah.
Oliver Kapanen.
Yeah.
Worst possible
On D.
lines in the world.
On D. Yeah, no, dude, this is so good. The first thing I thought of with this is, again, they're playing Czechia, who is weak up the middle because they lost Zaka. The whole point of this configuration is the wingers shut everything down and the centers go, wee!
Yeah.
That's the way it's built.
That's cool. I like that. Stone and Marner on the same line is going to be pretty cool too. Like that with Crosby in the freaking middle. Like
I don't know how you...
How do you outwork that group?
How does the opponent achieve the puck? I don't know.
especially after Hagel, McKinnon, and Reinhart just got off the ice. Right?
I am, you know what, so you think of the storylines for if they do well and if they struggle.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, if they struggle, what's the big line change they make that everyone freaks out about?
Sam Bennett.
That's who goes in.
That's what I mean, though. Oh, who pulls out?
Yeah.
Who pulls out?
Nick Suzuki.
I'm going to throw a dark horse in there that a lot of you are not going to like.
I said that for Montreal, by the way. Who?
Macklin Celebrini.
Oh, you're probably right. He's 21 or 20 or whatever. Or is he in that
Might be
old?
19.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. Yeah, it's probably right.
I don't know who they put up with McDavid, but
I'm sure they'd put Marner back on that line with McDavid and then move Jarvis beside Crosby or Marchand beside Crosby and Jarvis on the
maybe.
thing. Or
And this is not a criticism of his defensive game. He's just young, and they typically don't get the same benefit of the doubt. But up the middle, they're obviously just completely overwhelming. I look at the wings, like, holy crap.
That's
like
great.
Almost all of them. Who doesn't kill penalties there?
Yeah.
Celebrini might kill penalties for the Sharks. I'm not sure. But basically everyone there is like a top flight penalty killer, Selke vote getter, Selke nominee, Selke winner.
And most of them have scored 30 goals at least within recent memory.
Yeah. Like, again, it's really funny to look at. I can't imagine assembling a line of three guys who stinks.
So now listen, we have to talk about this without having seen practice or talk to the players. So it's going to be really hard for us to create good content.
What jersey are they going to wear?
But Jesse, can you bring the lines back up again? Just one more, or Maddie? Of the 8 defensemen, to me, the one of these things is not like the other. Like the guy who's likely to be scratched here is Colton Parayko. And
no,
I know, because here's the thing. St. Louis has been bad this year and slow. And I look at a team like the United States, and I talked about their mobility, right?
Uh-huh.
All of the other guys are pretty mobile defensemen. Parayko's not.
I think you're wrong.
You think I'm wrong? Okay, so who would you scratch then?
I wouldn't scratch any of them. I would go 12 forwards, 8D.
I think
interesting.
Jesse's right. I think Jesse's right.
Oh.
And
okay.
That's evidenced by, Bennett and Jarvis are the replacement players. You have so little time to look at what you have. And I think the easiest thing for John Cooper to do is go through 4 pairs instead of juggling a combination of 13 or 14.
Yeah.
Parayko's also a shot blocking machine. He's very useful out there.
All right.
Not everybody has to be the puck mover.
Do you have
enough people?
I do got to say,
and you have Morrissey with him.
I do got to say, and this ties in with our Canadian women's team conversation and Hockey Canada being stubborn and Ty goes to the veteran and all that. If you got to scratch a D, Doughty.
No, they'll never do that.
He has not been productive since getting named to this team. He hasn't been productive, and he's old. So for all the faults that we've brought up for Parayko, that's Doughty.
Mm-hmm.
That's Doughty, but he's older.
Yeah. Okay, so Parayko's got 13 points in 57 games this year.
Yeah, and I expect that.
Drew Doughty. Well, no, Colton Parayko to this point is like a 35-point defenseman. He's not getting that this year.
Yeah, but he's
and
not
they're bad.
Terrible hockey.
So Doughty's got 14 and 48.
14 and 48. But go look at the game log.
Oh, I'm not going to do that here. But
I
trust you.
Yeah, he's generated nothing.
Well, if I guess the reason you have Morrissey Parayko is Morrissey can handle the zone exits and all the skating and twirling and everything else that Josh Morrissey does so well.
I'm trying to remember who Morrissey played with before getting taken out of the lineup at the Four Nations.
Because I know it was Harley Doughty. That's why they're back together.
But was it Harley Doughty after Morrissey got pulled out?
I don't know.
I think it might have been.
How would you deploy? Because obviously, our initial game, so Steve's got this tomorrow, Czechia, Canada. That's a good game.
Oh, yeah.
So do you over rely on Cale Makar and Taze early, or do you run these guys out like each of them gets, I don't know, 15 minutes?
It's the first game of 6 or 7. I just run them out. Get them
like equally
good.
or no? That's what I'm asking.
I mean, you treat the first line like the first line, second,
Okay.
whatever.
All right.
It's the Olympics, and like it's insulting to talk about taking a game off. Like we talk about the Canadian women's team, like as long as they get fined for the gold medal. Well, you do have to get there, and there are some good teams in the way that you traditionally beat, but you might not beat them, right? So what's Canada doing? Are they taking off Czechia?
No.
Well, no. And then who's their next opponent? Switzerland?
I'm looking at your schedule. Yes.
So are you taking them off?
No.
No.
You could do France.
France.
That's where you get Bennett and Jarvis into the lineup, maybe.
I think you should have nearly every question that you want answered 90% answered by now.
Yeah.
And
That is
all you're looking for these prelim games is for someone to tell you were wrong. I think that's what you're looking for.
Okay.
I think this guy, I'm going to put this guy here because I think he can do this. And then if through the 15, 30, 45 minutes that he plays over the course of those 3 games, he proves you wrong, then you have to adjust.
And I think I don't know if I'll get any disagreement from you guys, but for my money, John Cooper's the best coach in the league, in the NHL.
I think so.
So,
Yep.
you got to.
Paul Maurice is right there.
He is right there. You
Yeah.
kind of have to trust that John and staff will know what they're doing, I guess, right?
I do think it's crazy that the Four Nation winner was a line created on an audible.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, can you
Cooper was
remind
just like,
people
all right, we're going to do this.
Okay. Now you remember that, but most people listening will not remember that. So you're going to have to say who that was and how that happened.
It was McDavid. So someone be selfish and shoot it in the net. He's mic'd up. And then he goes, McDavid with Marner. So what I remember about that, I feel like Braden Point was stapled to McDavid. I want to say they really briefly went with an all lightning line with Cirelli and Hagel, but it was really brief. Marner went all over the place in that lineup. He was a bit of a floater.
Because he can. He's very, very useful.
He's versatile, but he also struggled to find a fit.
Yeah. Okay.
And they put him with McDavid, and friggin' he set up the tournament winning goal.
It's going to be
not
great
bad.
when they play in Vegas together, isn't it? Because all the stars go to Vegas.
Oh, that's so good.
Okay.
For like $8 million.
So Steve streaming Czechia, Canada tomorrow at 10:40. Now I want to ask you guys this because this created a little bit of heat in Toronto yesterday. William Nylander did not practice yesterday. He is on the ice today.
Oh.
OEL said,
So
I don't want to
fine.
get into it, but he appears to be fine. And that's what he said yesterday. They are roommates, by the way, OEL and Willie. Obviously, there were injury concerns going into the Olympic break. Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
This is let me have a hot take and destroy it for me, okay?
Sure.
My opinion as of right now, on February 11th, is if Willie comes home from the Olympics and he's still hurt, sit him the rest of the year. I don't care.
Yeah.
And I know there are people that are not going to like that because they were like, hey, if you were injured, you shouldn't have gone to the Olympics, blah, blah, whatever. I think it's actually great for him to go to the Olympics and play in some high leverage hockey because it ain't happening in Toronto this year. At least odds are. I would like him to get, and Matthews to get as much experience in high leverage games as they can because I want them back in the playoffs with that experience next year. And I don't care if he doesn't play for the Maple Leafs again this year. That's my hot take. It does not matter to me because I know what the Leafs team is. I know they're selling. What does it matter? Do you guys feel the same way? Am I wrong?
There's a lot of opinions getting thrown around by people who don't have anything at stake here. So
Who, me?
No, not you necessarily. And I think it's people on both sides. So for a lot of Leaf fans, they're like, this is a lost season. Win some games, lose some games, whatever. I know you're not making the playoffs. Yeah, sit them. Yeah, I don't care. That's not a normal reaction.
Well, get him healthy is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no. You're right.
Okay.
But also you have license to be right because the Leafs are probably out of it, right? If they're in a playoff spot, if they're leading their division like they were last year, you're freaking out. Please don't get hurt. Please don't get hurt. Please don't get hurt.
Yes.
And now you're sitting here like, and because you have license to be. I have the exact same opinion, Adam.
Okay,
so it's not a criticism. Like, if they were in first place, I'd be pulling my hair out. If they're very obviously out of the playoffs, just sit them. Sit them. It's fine. Now, then there's the owners who are like, I pay you X amount of dollars. Why are you prioritizing the Olympics over me who pays you $11.5 million a year? And the reason I side with not the owners is because they're the reason we haven't had best on best hockey for 12 years.
Yep.
Because John Tavares got hurt in Sochi. The Islanders owner shit his pants.
Which he was known to do on many occasions.
Everyone else followed suit and also shit their pants.
Mm-hmm.
And they used it as leverage. And they're like, let's just, you know what? Let's just make hockey so decidedly less popular than everything. Let's go like half of LeBron James' career without being at the Olympics. We'll be able to compete with the NBA. Yeah, that's smart. Yeah, that's fucking smart. God, I resent them so much. I understand why they feel the way they do. And like I was probably spouting off a little bit about Matthews when it looked like the Leafs were in the hunt for a little bit. Like, man, you make 13 and a quarter. You're the captain. Can you prioritize the team? But since they're out of it, or it looks like they're out of it, it's easier to be like, listen, have your fun, come home and just make sure you're as healthy as possible. Now, the third little factor, we're not talking about any Canadians. If we were talking about Canadians, we would want the Canadian Olympic team to be the best it could possibly be.
If that meant a Leaf who was hurt playing for them, though, I would still feel the same way. Because the Leafs are out. I would still feel the same way. If there is a Leaf who has like a minor groin pull, and
let's say Marner's still on the Leafs.
Yeah. And Marner's got the same exact injury that Willie does.
Yes.
He's played in some games, sat out some games.
Great.
I would feel the exact same way. I can guarantee you that. Because the Leafs are out of it. That is the reason.
That's the only one where we don't know exactly how we would feel. Because it's not here in the room with us. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay.
Matthews, he can play for Team USA or he cannot play for Team USA. I don't cheer for Team USA. It doesn't matter to me. Oh,
but
Willie,
like
Team
this,
Sweden.
would you not rather cheer for Team Canada? Right? You're like, man, if Marner was still a Leaf and he was injured the way Willie is, and you're like, hey, Leafs aren't going to make the playoffs, but we might be able to squeeze a gold medal out of this.
There's my Leafs fan mindset and my Canada fan mindset. So my Canada mindset is I'm in playoff mode now. Mm-hmm. Whatever you can give me on one leg, you do it. And you win. Okay. For me. To make me happy. All right.
That's what they're doing it for.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jesse.
It's tricky.
What are your thoughts?
I think you're kind of having two different conversations.
Okay.
I think I'm having three.
It's kind of, actually. Like, because I think the way you've phrased it in which team you're rooting for and which mindset you're thinking about, that's kind of the answer to each question. Mm-hmm. With the Leafs, I think that's a lost season and they're not going to make the playoffs. I don't care if Willie plays the rest of the year. Sit him down and make him healthy for September.
Yeah.
So what do I care if he plays for Sweden?
Yeah. I do want to call someone out. Because Jeff O'Neill was like, get your ass home to William Nylander. And all I would say to that, and this is no shade at O-Dog.
Wait, get William Nylander home so he can be healthy so that he can play for the Leafs?
I believe so.
I believed so. Yeah.
Like that's the logic there?
That's what he thought.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I would say...
You have to be honest, though. The clip was like an initial reaction. It wasn't like a...
Totally. Then that's
why I haven't seen it.
I'm not carving him and I'm not saying he's wrong or anything. What I am going to say is if you were still playing and you were in the running for Team Canada and someone told you if you're not at 100%, you need to go home, you would either tell that person to F themselves or beat them up. So it's,
I have no problem with Willie playing for Sweden. This is like once in a lifetime opportunity right now because of every year when they haven't gone.
Yeah.
Like he should be out there trying to play if he's capable of playing. And then when he comes back, because it is a season where they're probably going to miss the playoffs, like it's fine.
Everyone who had to pull out last minute like Cirelli and Point, I'm like, man,
Devastating.
they must have been really
4 years from now. I don't think we can bank on them making the team.
I don't think so.
And this is the thing. And so those guys who you could argue are throwing up Hall of Fame careers, or they're in the middle of them,
Point for sure.
are going to go their whole career without making an
sad.
Olympic team.
Yeah.
Why does it always happen to the Lightning?
I look at
play a lot of hockey.
Stamkos.
Yeah, I was just
Never
about to
an
say,
Olympian.
Steven Stamkos has had the toughest run of that. You
Yeah.
know, the injury and then the entire peak of his career, they don't go, and then now he's not good enough and he's over the hill, or just old, I should say. That's really tough. And so if William Nylander has his opportunity to play for Sweden and he's clearly healthy enough to play, like he's out there, like it's fine.
Yeah.
I didn't see this as a controversy.
To me,
I'm a little confused as to why people are so bent out of shape about it.
he's in Italy. And like, you they obviously had the conversation with Cirelli. They had the conversation with Point. Before that plane took off. He's in Italy now. There's no bring your ass home.
Yeah, what are we doing here?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Now, Team Sweden coach, Sam Hallam. It's a great name.
It sure is.
I'm sure I'm butchering that in Swedish, but I don't really care.
Whoa, Black Betty.
I'm not. He said, I'm
Sam
not really
Hallam.
sure if William Nylander's going to play. I need to check with the medical staff and Willie. He looked good out there. We're not going to risk anything for tonight, but if he feels good to play, he will play. So, because they're playing Italy.
Is Craig Berube the head coach of Team
Yeah.
Sweden? Because
Adam, you don't think Italy can hang?
I don't think Italy people are already like Italy scores first. Unlike my stream, that's
I hope
ready for this.
so.
It'd be great. But yeah, I don't think Italy's going to be able to hang with Sweden. I don't think that's a hot take.
What's our over under for goals in the tourney? Was it 2.5 or 3.5?
I think
Thought
it was
2.5.
2.5. It's 2.5 sounds more right.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I'm still taking the over. I think they score 3 goals this tournament.
Can we establish something?
Yeah.
If your country is playing against Italy and everyone is cheering for not your team, you need to be cool about it.
Yeah.
I'm cheering for Italy if they're playing your team. Like, come on. How many teams are there? 12?
Yeah.
They're 12.
Yeah.
By a wide...
Country mile.
France could probably ice 2 teams that could beat Italy.
Yeah.
And they're 11th.
Yep.
Yeah, come on. You got to cheer for Italy.
Interesting sort of wrinkle with the Swedish lines this morning. Gustafsson is the projected starter. By the way, in terms of goaltending at this tournament, the Minnesota Wild, as we mentioned, had 3 goalies at the tournament. One of them is the Slovakian goaltender.
Hilarious.
And he's been apparently, I'm just watching the game as it's happening. He's been on fire. And people are saying, oh yeah, they're definitely trading Wallstead now. This guy's like 5th.
Man.
He's like 5th in their goaltending depth. But okay, so it's Kempe, Eriksson, Ek, Nylander for the lines. Brott, Lindholm, Raymond, Zibanejad, Pettersson, Raquel, Landeskog, Wenberg, and Holmberg. Who am I missing? Steve Dangle and Jesse Blake.
They have a few injuries. So
This is not an injury. This person is projected as a 13th forward.
I saw this morning and I was like, are they on drugs? Philip Forsberg?
Yes.
No, but you play with 13 forwards.
So do you? Yeah, but he's not on a technical line. So
No, but-
are you floating him in? Like where are you floating him into?
he's playing.
I know, Jess. I know that. I'm
I
just
know
saying,
you
where-
know that, and
where
I'm
do we
trying to
put him?
explain getting bent out of shape about the 13th person there. He's going to play 15 minutes.
Okay, well,
Dumbass!
all right. You know what? I just won't bring it up. I was just wondering with who.
Whoever he was listed with the practice before.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't
That's
know.
kind of how I look at it with Canada and Suzuki being up on the 2nd.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So he's on the 4th. Well, he was up on the 2nd. So I think he's going to play.
I think of all the people that you could have not on a line, it's not Philip Forsberg.
Adam has a point.
That's why I brought it up.
But he's going to be playing on lines. It's not like he's out there by himself. He's going to be in different spots in the lineup, or who knows how it'll shake out.
The funniest way that it could
It's a
shake
good
out-
tweet, like to be outright. Oh, if you don't know how the game's going to play out, and then they're going to play the game, and it's like, oh, he's playing because he's Philip Forsberg.
Jesse, it's going to be very funny when he plays 26 minutes and leads the team in ice time because he played on all 4 lines.
Aha. That was all I wanted to ask was like, who's he most likely to be with? Is because are you kicking Kempe off the first line? Because it's the left side, right? Kempe brought Zibanejad, Landeskog. I guess
he's
Forsberg can
he's
play
a
anywhere.
lefty. Well, right shooting lefty.
Yeah. And that's their stronger side because Holmberg's slotting in on the right wing.
Pontus. Yo.
So, I mean, I'm sure you could put Forsberg if you needed to on the right side, but is it? I'm just wondering who he moves down. I think that's interesting. That's a wrinkle.
Kyle Dubas has got to be like, I was always right.
The top 5 highest paid athletes at the 2026 games. Eileen Gu, who is a freestyle skier, made $23 million in the last 365 days. Number 2 is Austin Matthews.
Whoa.
He's the second highest paid player at these games, $20 million. 13.25 of that is salary, and then the rest roughly is made up of off-ice earnings, meaning, the McDonald's commercials with McDavid and other things like that. And I just wanted to point this out and just say, man, it really sucks to play in Toronto, doesn't it?
Oh, imagine what he could do if he wasn't here.
He could make a lot less.
Yeah, I'm not signing there.
Yeah, I just want to throw that out there. That's my little thing. Now, a couple of things that are happening back home here. We've got news out of the States from Awful announcing that the NHL has quietly approached TNT and ESPN about their rights renewal deal. And I thought you guys would find this fascinating because the NFL already gets $10 billion a year just in broadcast agreements. Okay. Right. $10 billion. NBC for Sunday night already pays $2 billion. And they're expecting that the next deal will be $4 billion for one night. Jesus. 18 weeks a year or 20 weeks a year, whatever it is. Sorry, it's more than 18. The NFL, it looks like, is going for a doubling of all of their nights. Thursday, Friday, Sunday, Monday, right? And TNT could be the beneficiary because the ESPN does not want to commit to anything with pro golf or hockey until it knows what exactly it has to pay for the NFL. TNT does not pay for basketball and it does not pay for football. So it could become the the main network in the States. It's possible.
Interesting.
And so I was just curious about, because I don't know what the actual numbers will be, but we're a couple of years away from this. I don't blame Gary Bettman for going and asking them. But from what I've heard and what I've seen, people are already not really thrilled, guys, with the ESPN coverage, right? The app's hard to use. It often doesn't work. There's a whole bunch of things. I don't watch a lot of the American coverage, to be honest, but I do know that TNT has a far better panel and a far better reach in terms of, like, as they got Gretzky and Biz and all those guys on it. It seems like they're a better product. That might be good for the league, right?
Yeah, the NHL has never been too concerned about ESPN being the mothership. We know that because they were like, just put us on the fishing network or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
It was. This is billionaires putting their weird little stuff on the table, and
you just don't care.
I'm just sort of like, oh, neat, cool.
Okay.
I badly want to have a take here.
You don't have one.
I can't do it.
Jesse, what are your thoughts on ESPN and TNT coverage? And if the NHL were to lean more TNT, do you think it'd be good for it?
As poor as the ESPN coverage is, there's a necessary evil just to be a product that the network has available to them so that you can get even a tiny bit of coverage from ESPN because they are the largest sports network in America. And if they don't hold some rights to hockey, they won't talk about it. And we saw a very dark period in the States where ESPN did not talk about hockey for 20 years because they didn't care, because they didn't have the rights. And that's the 5th most popular sport in America, if you're counting college football as number 2. So they need to at least have some sort of deal with ESPN so that they can be on there occasionally and they will talk about them occasionally. But the coverage is definitely better on TNT.
It's fascinating, I guess, as a Canadian. Like Sportsnet just rolls over for the NHL. It's ridiculous. Whereas their American counterpart is treating them like where they are. They're letting the NHL act their wage.
Okay.
You are not our top priority.
We'll put you on First Take once or twice a year.
Yeah. And Stephen A. Smith will say the same thing that he always says. And then, we're going to focus on the sports that make us money, and then we'll talk.
Okay. Interesting. The other thing that came out, business side of things, is that the franchise value rankings are out for all the North American teams. And I thought it was interesting. The Toronto Raptors, not really a surprise, 48th overall. And they are worth what? What do you think the Raptors are worth?
$3 billion.
Jesse, what do you think?
3.5.
5.22 billion.
Sheesh.
And that is because of those television deals, right?
Wow.
So the Raptors alone are worth 5.22 billion. By the way, Ed Rogers got a friggin' steal when he bought out Bell. Maple Leafs are the highest value Canadian NHL franchise, 64th at what? 61st, excuse me.
2.7 billion.
Jesse. 4.25 billion.
Whoa.
2 years ago, it was 2.1 billion.
Oh, Raptors Sports and Entertainment.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. The Montreal Canadiens are 73rd at 3.3 billion. Oilers are 78th at 2.67. Canucks 97th at 1.87 billion. And then the three other NHL clubs, Calgary 99th at 1.82. Ottawa 123 at 1.34. So Michael Landauer's done pretty well. He spent $900 million to buy them. And the Winnipeg Jets at 1.33 billion. The Blue Jays are 83rd overall at $2.39 billion. So interesting stuff.
I'm surprised the Blue Jays aren't higher.
I think because their television deal doesn't, it's not the same, right? Their rev share of the American television deal would not be the same.
I guess you're right. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah. Anyway, fascinating. It went up almost $200 million just because they went to the World Series for the Blue Jays year over year.
Sheesh.
So that's pretty good. I am curious though, if Ed Rogers ever spun off the Maple Leafs, if the Sportico value is 4.25, it's got to be like $8-9 billion to buy it, right?
I think you got to up it by like 15%. Yeah.
15? I think 50.
50.
Oh, yeah, I think that's
yeah.
an expensive club. Anyway, I wanted to throw those in there, so that's really, really interesting on kind of the business side of sports. Do we want to wrap? Do we want to do a press conference? Do we have any thoughts?
What are your thoughts?
Let's do a press conference.
The Presser. SDP. The Steve Dangle Press Conference.
Steve, what do you think the final score is going to be tomorrow?
Canada, Czechia? 5-2. Canada.
Who opens the scoring for Canada?
Tom Wilson. It's the funniest one. That's the funniest answer, right? Gotta be.
I guess, yeah, amongst all of the players, he'd probably be least likely.
And I hope McDavid does everything. Throws 20 moves, and Tom Wilson, like, it goes off his skate. That's what I hope.
How much are you buying Nicholas's bold prediction?
Ooh.
Nicholas writes to us on Twitter, not a question, but I want to share my bold prediction. USA Hockey won't medal. You heard it here first. So they could lose the bronze medal game, but that would still be a not medaling, right?
Yes. So I think you're always gonna cheer for your team a little too hard. You're always gonna think your team is better than they are, but you're also gonna think your team is worse than they are. And I'm seeing a ton of sentiment like that from Americans. Americans are so unhappy with the way this team was built that I've seen them say that they're not going to medal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not prepared to say that. They're extremely good. But he's not the only guy I've seen say that.
I think when you look at the guys they left home, and there's clear like upgrades they could make. Like I said, it was the last episode we were talking about Team USA. I'd rather have Jason Robertson in JT Miller's spot, and little stuff like that as a fan would get you annoyed and be like, oh, now we're gonna miss out on a medal for the decisions there. But I think USA's got enough talent where that shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, just because the guys that left home might be clear upgrades doesn't mean the guys they brought are bad.
2010 Canadian men's.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I look at, people are looking at like Vinny Trocheck or JT Miller and they're like, wow, we could have brought this guy or that guy or whatever. They have a bunch of those guys. They have a bunch of really great hockey players. Like, I don't know. I think the negativity is a little much in stateside. I really do.
Jason Robertson.
They've got great goaltending.
More than any other player in the world is the one player where I'm like, okay, so there's literally nothing you could have done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I've seen the sentiment, like what else did Mark Scheifele have to do? Well, he had to be better than
A lot of guys.
these guys. And
Maybe try defense sometime.
And Jason Robertson, it's like, okay, you were just never getting on.
Yeah.
Because he's clearly a better option than at least one American, probably more.
Like even if, let's say your fourth line sucks and your fourth line is 4 guys, Hughes, Nelson, Miller, and Vinny Trocheck. Okay. Let's just say those guys are terrible.
Yeah.
Well, your top 9 are still Tkachuk, Eichel, Tkachuk, Gensel, Matthews, Boldy, Connor, Larkin, Thompson.
You should be able to survive.
You should medal.
Yeah.
If you don't, I still, I can understand why people will blame Bill Guerin, but I will also say the players will probably need to take some credit for that one too. This is a great hockey team.
This is how it works. You're an idiot if you lose. You're brilliant if you win.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, fair.
This is how it works.
Yeah, I like that. I like that question, though.
Yeah, oh yeah.
They made it clear that it wasn't a question.
Oh, statement.
Oh.
You're right. You're right.
Yes.
Kanesaw writes, I'm gonna rephrase this. They wrote, which happens first when the trade freeze is over? The Leafs finally swing a deal, or Treliving is let go. Obviously, I think if they were going to let go Treliving, they would have done it during this break.
I agree.
That would be the opportunity to do it. But I wanted to ask you guys on where you think Treliving's job sits right now and how much in danger it is depending on how this season goes. Like, are you sitting on if they miss the playoffs, he loses his job, or do you see this as a Treliving is probably here through next season?
I think he's here until at least April. So that's the end of the season. Then you would at least give the new guy the opportunity to get in there and do the draft. Jeez. I mean, oh boy.
What's his job security? Is it we miss the
Not
playoffs?
good.
If we miss the playoffs, he's done?
Well, I think that's guaranteed at this point.
You go,
Almost.
it's very high likelihood they miss the playoffs.
Them missing the playoffs or them firing him?
Them missing the playoffs.
Oh, okay.
Basically. guaranteed.
I thought you meant it's guaranteed he gets fired.
No, I don't think it is.
I think you evaluate. So, Adam's said a few times, like, he's got to present a plan. So I'm going to sell. Here's the plan. All right. You have your plan. How well did you execute on it? I need to know exactly what you're setting out to achieve. And if you don't achieve those things, it's going to be a problem. Right? So the correct answer is this decision probably should have already been made.
Which means it probably is. Like, what if they've already said this is...
What I don't want is a repeat of what happened with the transition of Dubas to Treliving, where you're rushed.
Yeah.
It's got to be, let's say you're 8 points out and there's 5 games left.
You can fire him.
What are we doing?
Well, okay, but Steve, if you were to fire him now and try to put in Pridham, is that not rushed? I know Pridham's been there. He's basically a part of the walls at this point.
Well, the trade deadline's right there.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why I'm pointing to April.
Okay.
Because the trade deadline's passed, and now let's try to get 2 or so months in before the draft.
Jesse, what do you think? You're the one who's on the ground there.
I think regardless of if it's close with this playoff run, like if they make a push and they just miss out, I think Treliving's done.
You think he's done?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's where I'd put my money on. I think it's right now probably at 65%. He's
wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I say one thing about Pridham? What I said about Dubas for a while, and I still think I was right, is he was the perfect AGM. And he got GM, I think, before he was really ready. He had a hard time managing up. If he was better at managing up, he wouldn't have got fired. He's obviously gotten better in Pittsburgh, I think. He's a little bit older. He's a little bit more experienced. With Pridham, I kind of look at him that way a little bit. I think he's elite AGM guy. I know Dubas wanted to hire him for Pittsburgh, but he still would have been under Dubas, right? So I don't know how he'd be as a GM. I don't know.
I don't think you're ever going to know until you give him the shot.
That is true.
I just don't know. From what we've heard, and these are like whispers or whatever, isn't everything you hear like they're obsessed with getting a big name if they were going to do it? Because that's what I keep hearing. It's like, well, they want somebody with tenure and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, who would that be then?
If it's Doug Armstrong, you fold the franchise.
That's the name that keeps coming up.
It's a cycle. Like, you got the young guy in John Ferguson Jr., and it didn't work. And you got the big name in, well, you had Cliff Fletcher for a little bit, who was the guy who was part of the Walls, and it didn't really work. And then you get Brian Burke, and it didn't really work. And then you get Brian Burke's guy in Dave Nonis, and it didn't really work.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got the old guy in Lou Lamoriello. That worked.
Mm-hmm.
And then you went to the young guy again, and it didn't really work. And then you get establishment guy in Treliving, and it hasn't really worked. You know, just use your hockey knowledge that you allegedly have and hire the best candidate, regardless of what flavor they are.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about our time with Rogers when Keith Pelly was in charge, and what I'm trying to figure out, like, what read the tea leaves on like what he usually goes to, and he does like big splashy names. He does. It would surprise me very much if they went, and maybe they do. It would surprise me very much if they went with a guy like Pridham.
Bobby Webster did get the job though on the other side.
Yeah, and I guess the thing is he already was the GM though, was he not?
Yeah, he was the GM. Yeah, and they've kept him in that position. They haven't put somebody above him.
Right.
Championship helps,
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have no idea. But if you think, Jess, if you're getting the sense that he's gone, that's interesting because I haven't known what to think about it. I don't really know. Or if you, it's a gut feeling. I'm not saying you're basing it on anything, but it's like, I don't know what they're going to do.
That's been the anxiety with the team. Like, I'm far more comfortable with them selling than them just standing pat.
Certainly. Certainly.
Mm-hmm.
Even if that includes some good guys going.
Well, the lack of direction is I think egregious.
Yeah.
The fact that we're still sitting here not knowing.
Kane saw, I'm reprimanding you. I've had a nice few days off and you made me think about them again, and you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Okay, last thing.
All right.
Our Spark SDPN Olympic
Briquito
International Tournament thing bracket that we got going on. I have some numbers for you guys.
Ooh.
Amongst all entrants, 68% said Canada is going to win gold.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
27% said USA.
Okay.
Can you tell me what country came in third?
Sweden.
It should be Sweden.
Sweden would be correct.
Okay.
3%.
3% said Sweden.
Only 3%.
You're sleeping on Sweden, guys.
Oh, I thought you were going to be like 3% said.
No.
Finland.
3% said Sweden?
No,
3% of bracket entries.
That's Sweden erasure. Like, that should not be that
crazy.
Low. There's no way.
Crazy.
Number 4. What country?
I would think Finland, but I'm going to say Finland.
I'm going to sneak Czechia in there.
Czechia is correct.
Wow.
18 people, which accounts for 0.71%, said Czechia is going to win gold.
I love it.
Number 5, Finland. 8 people.
8 people.
After Finland, we had 4 people pick Switzerland to win gold.
Okay.
And after Switzerland, we had 2 people pick Germany to win gold.
So how did Switzerland beat Germany?
I assume they live in Switzerland.
I was about to say, is it possible? Like, where are they from?
think we had 4 people from Switzerland make brackets.
Actually?
Wow.
No, I'm assuming.
Oh.
Because that's how many people pick Switzerland for gold.
I could see Germany sneaking something. I could see that.
Only 2 people. Those are all of the countries that people picked for gold. Canada, USA, Sweden, Czech, Finland, Swiss, Germany.
Slovakia, by the way, I think I'm pretty sure they're going to beat Finland today.
Some other numbers that may surprise you.
Mm-hmm.
What's the score?
I'm getting it right now.
Oh, sorry.
Some other numbers that may surprise you. 1 person picked Italy to get a silver medal.
Yeah.
Forza! Hey,
Latvia silver medal was picked by 1 person.
I like that.
Switzerland silver medal, 1 person.
I can see Latvia. I can see Switzerland.
The most common bronze pick is Sweden. 56% of brackets have Sweden winning bronze.
I think that makes sense given the 4 nations, but I can see.
Denmark has 2 picks for the bronze medal, and Italy has 1 pick for the bronze medal.
Freddie Anderson with a renaissance, just drive. By the way, Slovakia is beating Finland. They're in the 3rd period right now, 3-1.
Wow.
Yeah. I think Finland might have been hired if Barkov was playing. I mean, maybe we're overestimating them, or maybe it's just the first game of the tournament and shit happens. Slovakia is good, though. That's not a joke team.
They are, but they need to win a very specific way.
They just beat Finland.
Who have the 3 goals?
Slavkovsky's got 1.
Of course.
Let me just pull it up here.
Hero ball. 2.
Slavkovsky, Tolvanen for Finland, Dalibor Dvorsky, and then Juraj Slavkovsky again.
Friggin'
the skis are out.
Some people just play better with their country's jersey on.
Yeah.
And Juraj Slavkovsky
Kristers, man.
is a
Latvia.
factor, man.
Don't sleep on Latvian goaltending ever. Ever.
That's the 3rd goalie.
Okay. Yeah. So that's fun. You know what? Maybe the biggest surprise of the tournament will be not Slavkovsky, but Slovakia. They did have a good last tournament.
Win. That's a big win.
Well, because now all you got to do is beat. You got to beat one of Sweden or who else is in the division?
Italy. I think,
and you're second in the division, and you're in.
This was in our predictions video, we highlighted this game specifically as one that Slovakia had to win, and they won it. Wow! Wow!
Just got exciting.
That's huge.
All right, cool. Is that it, Jess?
Yep.
Okay. Well, just a reminder that we've got 3 straight streams tomorrow. 8:30 with Jesse, 10:40 with Steve, and then 3:10 with me. Canada, Finland, Canada, Czechia, and USA, Latvia. And obviously, we got a ton more streams after that, too. Anyway, we'll see you on Friday or tomorrow or tonight.
The Steve Dangle Podcast. Follow the guys on Twitter at Steve_Dangle, at Adam WYLDE, and at Jesse Blake. Connection complete.